Hello friends, I'm Dr. Gaurav. In this video, I will discuss about thermal energy reservoir, heat engine, thermal efficiency, refrigerator, heat pump, and coefficient of performance. Contents are thermal energy reservoir including source and sink, heat engine, refrigerator, heat pump, coefficient of performance, COP, comparison between heat engine, refrigerator, and heat pump. So the first is thermal energy reservoir, a hypothetical body with a relatively large thermal energy capacity or heat capacity, that is mass into specific heat, that can be supply or absorb finite amount of heat without undergoing any change in temperature. Such a body is called as thermal energy reservoir or heat reservoir. For example, oceans, lakes, and rivers, as well as the atmospheric air, can be modeled accurately as thermal energy reservoirs. Also, air in the room can be treated as thermal energy reservoir in case of heat dissipation from TV in the room, as it is not affecting the room temperature much. A thermal energy reservoir that supplies energy in the form of heat is called as a source. For example, solar energy, furnace, etc. can be treated as source. A thermal energy reservoir that absorbs energy in the form of heat is called a sink. For example, atmosphere, river, etc. can be treated as sink. As you can see in the diagram, we are having thermal energy source. Source means we are, or source is supplying the heat. Example, solar energy. We are getting heat from the sun. Thermal energy sink is one which absorbs the heat. For example, atmosphere. We continuously reject heat to the atmosphere. For example, we are rejecting smoke from the bike silencer to the atmosphere. So in this case, atmosphere will be treated as thermal energy sink. Next is heat engine. Heat engine is a device which converts heat energy into work. Reason for using heat energy: as it has been seen from nature that conversion from work to heat may take place easily, but the vice versa is not simple to be realized. That's why we use heat engine to convert heat energy into work. Characteristics of heat engine: heat engine receive heat from a high temperature source, that is, it may be solar energy, oil furnace, nuclear reactor, etc. As you can see in the diagram, we are having a source at a temperature of T1. From this source, we are getting heat having amount of Q1. Second point is heat engine convert part of this heat to work, usually in the form of a rotating shaft. As you can see, we are having source and sink, that means there will be a heat transfer, and we are getting Q1 heat from the source and this engine is producing a work of value W, which is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Now Q2 is heat ejected to the sink. So the third point is heat engine reject the remaining waste heat to a low temperature sink, that is the atmosphere, rivers, etc. So we are getting or we are supplying heat to the sink having value Q2. So this is the heat ejected in the heat engine. Next point is heat engine operate on a thermodynamics cycle. Heat engine must waste some energy by transferring it to a low temperature reservoir in order to complete the cycle even under idealized conditions. Heat engines and other cyclic devices usually involve a fluid to and from which heat is transferred while undergoing a cycle. This fluid is called the working fluid. When combustion takes place outside the engine, then it is called as external combustion engine. For example, steam power plant in which combustion takes place in boiler and work is obtained from turbine. When combustion takes place inside the engine, then it is called as internal combustion engine. For example, petrol or diesel engine used in a car. As we know, when we use diesel or petrol in a car, then combustion of fuel, that is petrol or diesel, will take place inside the engine. That's why it is a internal combustion engine. Next is thermal efficiency. It is defined as the ratio of the desired net work output to the required heat input. Sometimes it is also defined as ratio of output to the input, but we need to determine the output and input of the system. So whenever we analyze a problem, we must know what is the output from the system and what we are supplying to the system, that is input. So we can define this thermal efficiency as desired net work output divided by required heat input, that is W net divided by Q in. As you can see from the previous diagram, from here W can be written as Q1 minus Q2. Q1 represent heat supplied and Q2 represent heat ejected. So we can replace W here with Q in minus Q out, or simply we can say 1 minus Q out divided by Q in, where W net is the desired net work output in joule or kilojoule, Q in is the heat supplied to the system in joule or kilojoule, and Q out is the heat ejected from the system in joule or kilojoule. Let us study one example of gas turbine plant. As you can see the block diagram, point 1 is entering to the heat exchanger, which we are assuming as our source, and the temperature of this source is T high, and we are supplying heat Q add to the point 1. So we are supplying heat to the working fluid which is going from 1 to 2. Now this point 2 will enter the turbine where the expansion will take place, and we are getting Wt amount of work done from the turbine. Now this point 3, which is expansion of point 2, will enter the heat exchanger where it will reject heat to the sink at a temperature of T low. So here we are rejecting the heat. So this part will be our sink. After rejecting the heat, the point 3 will become 4 and it will enter the compressor where we are supplying the work WC to the compressor, and it will become point 1. At point 1, the temperature and pressure will increase as compressor increase the temperature and pressure of the working fluid. Suppose we are getting a work of 100 joule from the turbine and we are supplying a work of 20 joule to the compressor. So what is the net amount? As the formula says, desired net work output. So net amount will be 100 minus 20, that is 80 joule. So W net will be equal to Wt minus Wc, as we are supplying this output work to the compressor. So the net value will be Wt minus Wc will be equal to W, and we are taking heat of Q add from the source and rejected the value of Q rejected to the sink, assuming Q add equal to Q1 and Q rejected equal to Q2. So the thermal efficiency will be net work divided by Q in. Net work is turbine work minus compressor work divided by Q1. Now we can replace this turbine work minus compressor work with the Q1 minus Q2. As you can see from the diagram of heat engine, this W will be equal to Q1 minus Q2, or we can write down 1 minus Q2 minus Q1, or we can write down 1 minus Q rejected divided by Q add. Next is refrigerator. Refrigerator is a device that is used to transfer heat from a low temperature medium to a high temperature medium. The objective of a refrigerator is to maintain the refrigerated space at a low temperature by removing heat from it. Discharging this heat to a higher temperature medium is merely a necessary part of the operation, not the purpose. Working fluid in refrigeration is known as refrigerant. As you can see in the diagram, at the entry of the compressor, we are having refrigerant, that is working fluid, at a condition of pressure 120 kilopascal and temperature minus 20 degrees Celsius. When we supply work to this compressor, then the compression of refrigerant will take place. So pressure and temperature will increase. Let the increased pressure and temperatures are 800 kilopascal and 60 degrees Celsius respectively. Now this refrigerant will enter the condenser where it will reject its heat to the surrounding medium such as kitchen air. So it will reject QH amount of heat to the surrounding. Refrigerant is rejecting QH amount of heat to the surrounding. So the output condition of refrigerant after condenser will be pressure will remain the same, as condenser is a heat exchanger. In heat exchanger pressure remains the same. So the value of pressure is 800 kilopascal and the value of temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. As you can see, there is a decrease of temperature from 60 to 30. Now this refrigerant will enter the expansion valve. The function of expansion valve is just opposite to that of compressor. So refrigerant after entering or after leaving the expansion valve will be it is having a pressure of 120 kilopascal, so there is a drop of pressure in the expansion valve, and temperature of minus 25 degrees Celsius, so there is also a drop of temperature from 30 to minus 25. Now this refrigerant will enter the evaporator, where it will take the heat from the refrigerated space, that is the space which need to be cooled. So it will take QL amount of heat from the refrigerated space. This heat will be absorbed by the refrigerant, and the final condition will become 120 kilopascal and minus 20 degrees Celsius. Pressure remains the same, as the evaporator is also heat exchanger, but the temperature value increase as refrigerant is absorbing QL amount of heat from the refrigerated space. So this is the working of refrigerator, as you can see. Now we will draw this block diagram in terms of refrigerator as shown in second figure. You can see we are supplying W net in to the compressor, and we are taking QL amount of heat from the cold refrigerated space at TL, and it is supplying QH amount of heat to the warm temperature. Remember this, TH is greater than TL. TH is the temperature of warm environment and TL is the temperature of cold refrigerated space. So what is the output? As you can see the definition, it is used to transfer heat from a low temperature medium to a high temperature medium. The main objective of refrigerator is to maintain the refrigerated space at a low temperature by removing heat from it. So this is the refrigerated space, and we are removing QL amount of heat from this space. So this QL is our desired output, and required input is in the form of W net in. So this is our required input. Next is heat pump. Heat pump is the device that is used to transfer heat from a low temperature medium to a high temperature medium. As you can see, the definition of refrigerator is also same. So both are having same definition. What is the main difference? Main difference lies in the objective of heat pump. As you can see, the objective of heat pump, however, is to maintain a heated space at a higher temperature. This is accomplished by absorbing heat from a low temperature source such as wall water or cold outside air in winter, and supplying this heat to the high temperature medium such as house. So our main objective is to heat the space which is at a higher temperature. We want to heat a space which is already at a higher temperature at comparison to the as compared to the other source. Now you can see the diagram. In this, working fluid in heat pump is also refrigerant. This diagram is same as the previous diagram. There is no change. So there is no need to explain this diagram again. We will come to the second part of this diagram. Here we are saying this is a heat pump. W net in same, QL same, QH same. Again you can see the both the diagrams are same. Then what is the difference? Difference lies in the output. In case of refrigerator, our output is desired output is QL. Whereas in case of heat pump, our desired output is QH. And our input is same, W net in, that is supplied to the compressor. So again you have must notice one thing. In heat engine we are getting the work, and in case of refrigerator and heat pump we are supplying the work. So heat engine is a work producing device, and refrigerator and heat pump are work absorbing device. Next is coefficient of performance. It is abbreviated as COP. It is the ratio of the useful desired effect to the amount of expenditure. COP is equal to amount of cooling produced in kilowatt or kilojoule per kg in case of refrigeration divided by net energy supplied from external source in kilowatt or kilojoule per kg. For heat pump, the COP formula is amount of heating produced in kilowatt or kilojoule per kg divided by net energy supplied from the external source in kilowatt or kilojoule per kg. You can see in refrigeration and heat pump denominator is same, only numerator there will be change in numerator. As you can see, in refrigeration our output is cooling and in heat pump our output is heating. Significance of COP. COP indicate the performance of the system. Higher value of COP indicate that it will consume less energy or electricity. That means we want our device must have high value of COP. COP may be less than or greater than 1 depending upon the type of refrigeration system used. But efficiency in case of heat engine must be less than or equal to 1. Usually it is less than 1. It is very rarely or we will never get practically the efficiency 100% of any machine. But COP of a heat pump is always greater than 1. Remember this. For heat pump, COP value is always greater than 1. We will prove this in our coming slide. Next is relative COP. Relative COP is equal to actual COP divided by theoretical COP. Actual COP means what value of COP will get from heat pump of refrigerator in actual condition, and theoretical means ideal condition. You must have noticed one thing, that in case of heat engine we have used efficiency, thermal efficiency, and in case of heat pump and refrigerator we have used COP. We will never use thermal efficiency in case of heat pump and refrigerator. Next is comparison between heat engine, refrigerator and heat pump. First diagram is about heat engine, second diagram is about refrigerator, third diagram is about heat pump. I have already explained all these diagrams. I am again explaining them. We are having a source, that is hot body at T2. We are getting Q2 amount of heat from this hot body, and work obtained through this engine is WE, which is equal to Q2 minus Q1, where Q1 is the heat ejected by the heat engine to the cold body at temperature T1. Remember this T1 is greater than ambient or surrounding temperature. Second diagram is about refrigerator. In refrigerator, again we are supplying WR amount of work to the refrigerator. Because of this WR amount of work, we are extracting Q1 amount of heat from the cold body at temperature T1, and we are jetting Q2 amount of heat, which is equal to Q1 plus WR to the hot body at temperature T2. Again, in this problem you have to remember that in case of refrigerator, T1 is less than atmospheric temperature, whereas in case of heat engine this T1 is greater than TA. But here T1 is less than TA because we want to have a temperature of our refrigerated space to be lower than that of the surrounding temperature. Next diagram is about heat pump. We are supplying WP amount of work to the heat pump so that it will extract Q1 amount of heat from the cold body at temperature T1, which is lesser than atmospheric temperature, and because of this we are rejecting Q2 amount of heat which is equal to Q1 plus WP to the hot body at temperature T2. Now we must able to understand what is the output and what is the input for all these three diagrams. First come to heat engine. In heat engine, output is amount of work produced, desired net work produced. So this will be WE, and the input is heat supplied to the engine, that is Q2. So W is our output and Q2 is our input. Whereas in case of refrigerator, what is our purpose? Our purpose is that we want to lower the temperature of refrigerated space, that is T1. How will you achieve this? By extracting heat from the refrigerated space, that is Q1. So Q1 is our output in case of refrigerator and WR is our input. Third is heat pump. So what is the output in case of heat pump? Output is that we are supplying heat to the hot body. We are supplying heat to the hot body because we want to increase the temperature of the of the of our required space more than that of the surrounding temperature. So you can see Q2 is our output and input will be WP. Efficiency of heat engine is equal to output upon input. Output is WE and input is Q2. I have already explained you. Output is WE and input is Q2. If you replace this WE with Q2 minus Q1. Next is COP of refrigerator. Again the formula is output upon input. Output is Q1 and input is WR. So the formula will become Q1 upon WR. You can replace this WR with Q2 minus Q1. Third is COP of heat pump. Again the formula is same, output upon input. In case of heat pump, our output is Q2 and input is WP. So the formula will be Q2 upon WP. Now we can replace this WP with Q2 minus Q1. Now if we compare this value of COP with the value of efficiency of heat engine, you will find a new relation, that is COP of heat pump will be equal to 1 upon efficiency of heat engine. Next is if we add plus 1 to the value of COP of refrigerator, we will get this term Q2 divided by Q2 minus Q1. If you compare this with the COP of heat pump, both value comes out to be equal. So we will get a new relation, COP of heat pump is equal to COP of refrigerator plus 1. COP of heat pump is also known as energy performance ratio, EPR. Thanks. Any questions you can write to me gaurav.citm@gmail.com.